Morning from London King's Cross. This is now my my new train to Leeds.
Good morning, welcome to 10:33 LNER departure to Leeds. Service goes to Stevenage, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. Mr. Will, train manager for your journey today. I apologise for various disruption and cancellations. Members for your journey. These are simply involved due to cable theft along the route today. For that reason, we've got to change the train type for this service. It should be one of the older Mark IV electric sets. We've got this Azuma train set, so there are no reservations throughout. The configurations don't match. So I do apologise for convenience cause.
Sorry, ma'am.
Respective ticket classification. First class accommodation is towards the rear of the train, standard accommodation centre from. Here's the 9 carriage Azuma train set, coach A for Alpha in the front of the train, standard accommodation, then B for Bravo, C for Charlie, G for Golf, H for Hotel, J for Juliet, and the front portion of K for Kilo, and then into first class from the rear portion of K for Kilo, L for Lima, and M for Mike at the very rear of the train.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry.
Once again, apologies for disruption. Various services have been cancelled.
Can you get through there?
Thank you.
Across today. There are no seat reservations throughout this service due to change of train type for our journey. The two train types don't match. Two seats basically respective ticket classification. Again, first class accommodation towards the rear of the train, standard accommodation centre from. Let's go to the luggage. We make sure the aisle is always clear. So larger items into the luggage rack at the end of the carriages. Smaller items, cabin size, equivalent into the overhead section under the seat. To ensure the wheelchair space is free from luggage and personal belongings, they do need to be kept clear by law. Where possible, please keep your companion seats free as well. Any bookings?
Lots of trains were cancelled, including my original train, the 10:03. But this train's calling at Stevenage, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and at Leeds. So I booked the 14:03, which is a later service, just in case this train would also be cancelled, but it's not.
I know that's what people just saying.
No, I've got a seat. I'm sat in the seat. I'll focus on it.
Excuse me, please. Thank you. So I reserved a seat at the very back of the train.
Just by buying all passengers, there is no reservation on this service. Different type of train.
Excuse me, please.
Once again, no reservations on this service. Thank you.
I had a reserve, yeah.
Excuse me, please.
Oh, sorry.
Once again, good morning. Welcome to 10:33 LNER departure to the Stevenage, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. Book driver 1248. Once again, there are no seat reservations on this service today due to change of train time for our journey. Two times don't come quicker. Due to disruption with cable set on the route today, causing various delays and cancellations to services. So apologies for that. Once again, please note there are no seat reservations throughout this service. Do please take a seat in your respective ticket classification. First class accommodation is towards the rear of the train, standard accommodation centre from it is a 9-carriage Azuma train set, coach A for Alpha at the front of the train, 3-2 coach M for Mike at the rear. Still quite a bit of room throughout this train, particularly towards coach A for Alpha, virtually empty.
Good morning from London King's Cross. On the 10:33 LNER service to Leeds, calling at Stevenage, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. I was originally booked to travel on the 10:03, but that service was cancelled due to cable theft in the St Neots area. We're now leaving London King's Cross, served by the Circle, Hammersmith and City, Metropolitan, Northern, Piccadilly and Victoria lines, LNER, Lumo, Grand Central and Hull trains, also East Midlands Railway, Thameslink, Southeastern High Speed and Eurostar services to mainland Europe from London St Pancras. I'll definitely get used to rear-facing business, rear-facing first-class seats, especially if I was to fly with British Airways on a Airbus A380.
And welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds. We will call at Stevenage, Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds.
Especially if I was booked.
The next station will be Stevenage.
Especially if I was booked on British Airways A380 or one of the older 777s or the 787-8 or 787-9, which have rear-facing business class seats, but not on the A350, 787-10 or newer 777s.
British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
So I'm in first class.
Yeah, mate, your side. No, don't worry. Are you in there? Yeah, it's awesome. Alright, mate, see you soon.
Plan on overtaking Thameslink services from Horsham to Peterborough and Brighton to Cambridge.
LNER service through to the first corner point will be Stevenage. We're booked driving to Stevenage at 10:54. There's Will, chair manager for Jenny to stay with this service. Let's go luggage, make sure it's stored safely and securely, not blocking any doorways, any aisles. Do keep checks throughout the journey, particularly within the station areas.
Finsbury Park, Piccadilly and Victoria Lines, Thameslink and Great Northern.
The announcement from the onboard crew very shortly, informing the facilities on this service today. Do apologise for disruption, cancellation, delays for various other services out of King's Cross today, and then also disruption affecting this train not having any reservation. With it being a different train time for its journey today. So apologies for that. Unfortunately, it's a knock-on effect from some signalling being affected.
Haringey, Great Northern, also walking distance of 7 minutes to Haringey Green Lanes for the London Overground.
First call point once again will be Stevenage, with due drive to Stevenage at 10:54 for Stevenage station.
Hornsey train care facility, just south of Hornsey, I imagine. Must have passed Hornsey already, which is served by Great Northern. Alexandra Palace, we've just passed through, also served by Great Northern. Thanks, man. Unfortunately, it's the deli menu for this service. Breakfast will be a bacon roll. And I'll be travelling in the Standard for the train back to London, which will call at Wakefield Westgate, Doncaster, Peterborough and London King's Cross. New Southgate, Thameslink and Great Northern. I was planning on watching Black Panther for the train journey back home, but I don't have any headphones or any of the MCU films. If I wanted to watch Avengers Endgame, I would have to wait until I get home. That was New Southgate back there, Thameslink and Great Northern. This is according to the one of those PDF personal development file national rail maps. If you go onto the National Rail website, stations and on train and rail maps, or just go onto Google and search for National Rail Maps. Oakley Park, Thameslink and Great Northern. New Barnet, Thameslink and Great Northern. I was expecting the dish menu to be available on this service because it was available like 3 weeks ago when I last travelled to Leeds. My next train journey is, someone did request me to do Victoria to Ramsgate or Southeastern. I also plan on doing Southeastern High Speed from St Pancras to Margate, because now passing through Hadley Wood, which is once again served by Thameslink and Great Northern. Because I went on a school trip to Margate in 2016. Potter's Bar, Thameslink and Great Northern. Hadley Wood is a Great Northern only. If I said Thameslink by accident at Hadley Wood, then apologies. Yes, please. Thank you.
Any waters? Yes, please. I'll come back. Anybody got spark? I've got one in the pocket. Sparkling water?
I was going to sit at the very back of the train, but all of those seats are taken. One is one of the seat backs on the seats in the back of the train is broken. Brookman's Park, Great Northern only, services between Welwyn Garden City and Margate. Once the Northern Line Margate to Kennington closure is finished, I'll probably do Morden to Edgware via Bank. Yeah, St Pancras to Margate will be via Ashford International. The only time I did Southeastern High Speed was to Canterbury West back in 2015. Passed through Welham Green, which is served by Great Northern only. And the first class there is a great legroom, just as good as, if not better, than its standard.
Michael, please pick up the next internal call, Michael. Thank you.
I have no idea what they just said, but I think tickets will be scanned. Hatfield, Thameslink and Great Northern. If the train back to London is cancelled, then I might try and get another ticket unless there is an announcement for another service such as the 17th. The train simulator London to Peterborough route is set in about 2012, before Finsbury Park had more platforms. No, that was Lumo.
We just happened to follow it. Yeah.
Most of the Avanti West Coast Class 390s are not refurbished at the moment, so My next journey, I'm also planning on doing Avanti West Coast to Birmingham, Liverpool or Manchester. Birmingham solely based on the fact that the West Coast mainline south route is in Train Simulator between London Euston and Birmingham New Street, but that does not include the Northampton route. The Northampton loop. This is Welwyn Garden City, served only by Thameslink and Great Northern. From Hatfield, all stations up north to Peterborough are served by Thameslink and Great Northern. Stevenage is served by LNER Azuma, Hull Trains, Thameslink and Great Northern. Thankfully, I have a passport, a new one, which means I could try getting a bottle of Prosecco on the train back home. Because alcoholic beverages aren't offered on morning services until about 11 or 12. Just passing through Welwyn North, served by Thameslink and Great Northern. A slow Thameslink service en route from Cambridge to London King's Cross. Next stop, Welwyn North. That service, not on this one. Our first stop is Stevenage. Nebworth, Thameslink and Great Northern.
We will shortly be arriving at Stevenage. If you're leaving us here, please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you.
Last time I travelled with Avanti West Coast was to Stoke-on-Trent back in October 2020. The northbound train called at Milton Keynes while the southbound was non-stop. I was going to a theme park which is about half an hour away from Stoke-on-Trent by driving. Uttoxeter is also one of those stations close to that park. Not the Heathrow Airport one, but the one in the countryside. There's one of the door seals, which you hear as the train either accelerates or comes to a stop. Over there is a Great Northern service that will return to Margate via Hertford North. It's actually raining at the moment. Thankfully I brought my jacket just in case it would rain. I'm not getting off here, just stretching my legs.
So we're waiting for them to get on.
Just waiting for the doors to open.
What, open while we're moving?
I know. Sorry, back to my seat. First stop, Stevenage.
We are now at Stevenage. Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds.
Good morning, thank you for joining us for Stevenage. It's a 10:56 LNER service through to Leeds. Service goes at Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. Due to disruption along our route today, we have had a change of train time for the journey, so due to train times not compatible for reservations, reservations throughout the so apologies for that. Please do take decisions effective to keep application. We're 9 carriages in the train set, coach A for Alton at the front of the train, through to coach F for Mike at the rear. First class accommodation is at the rear of the service.
You need like a GPS tag.
I need a minder.
For the journey to Leeds, I'm recording with my current phone, Google Pixel 6, and also using my old phone, iPhone SE 2020, for any text messages. Not for Twitter or Facebook, which I'll probably use once we reach Leeds. In the next 2 hours, hopefully. Looks like they're not selling any wine or other alcoholic beverages until maybe not on this service at all, but on later services. The only alcohol-free train is on Fridays, and that's the 0952 between 0952 Aberdeen to London King's Cross service, which is alcohol-free until after Newcastle. People, especially those travelling in larger groups, may be searched prior to boarding, and those travelling in first class won't get any free alcohol until after Newcastle, provided they're travelling down to Darlington, York or London King's Cross.
It's not as rat race, it's not as busy, there's stuff going on, but it's not as hectic. Yeah, they're up for a good time.
I'm serving with Amanda this morning, she's so tall.
Anything to drink?
Orange juice, please.
White or brown? Oh, sorry. It's alright. You need to both have me together. Say brown. White.
Now leaving Stevenage at 10:55. Next stop, Grantham. With water bottles, I like to chew the plastic ring off. Regardless of what brand it is.
Anything to drink? Anything to drink? go by myself. It's empty, so I thought, you know what, I'll just like to do it. Well, the thing is that I've applied for people.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to
So I don't have to just stop off in there. So I do I genuinely go. The amount of times that people have called my name the wrong name.
at Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds.
Okay, I think the meal service is about to begin.
The next station will be Grantham.
CCTV is an operational service for your safety and security.
Stevenage is served by LNER, Lumo, Hull Trains, Thameslink and Great Northern. Grand Central is the only train operator that does not stop at Stevenage at all. LNER does offer great legroom regardless of what class you're travelling in or type of train used. Effectively in first class on the new trains you can adjust the headrest.
Any breakfast this morning? We've also got avocado and poached egg and toasted tea cake.
I'll have the avocado.
Avocado. Thank you. We've also got poached eggs and avocado and toasted tea cake.
And we were given the wrong menu apparently. Or I don't know.
Would you like sauce with it? Brown.
Yeah, today I'm going to have the avocado with poached egg for breakfast. Not really a fan of avocados, but I'll give it a try. We're now passing through Hitchin, Thameslink and Great Northern once again. And there's a fast Great Northern service en route to London King's Cross from Ely or Kingston. That is a good smell, I'll admit. The smell of the bacon roll, those other passengers are having at the moment. There's the Hitchin flyover, which Thameslink and Great Northern services to Cambridge use. Not just Cambridge, but Great Northern services to Ely and King's Lynn also used at Bridge. First class is just as packed as I thought it would be, even busier than standard, I think. Just as busy as standard. And there is a Peterborough to Horsham Thameslink service.
I'll stay there if you're alright.
Just need to move my things out of the way because he's making room for that avocado and poached egg thingy.
I do that in the office. Yes, actress. So I'm in my office by myself watching
Arlesey, once again, Thameslink and Great Northern. Still got the original ticket just in case a ticket man comes down through the train.
Do you go to the office at all? Like, do you like to not be studying that?
Had this train been cancelled as well, then I would have had something from Pret. Thankfully, this is a 9-coach train, not a 5 or 10-coach one. There's a slight chance that the 5 or 10 carriages could have less seats than you'd expect. Level crossing between Arlesey and Biggleswade.
That's right. So, like my gym, my girl training, like on Tuesdays, we have Tuesday Wednesdays on. So we're going to training the team on the absolutely fab. So it's just really nobody actually there. I just really went there and thought,
Now passing through Biggleswade, also Thameslink and Great Northern. Overtaking a Horsham to Peterborough bound Thameslink service. If only Avanti West Coast operated an 1 train per hour London Euston to Edinburgh and Blackpool North via Birmingham New Street, dividing and attaching at Preston. 1 portion to front 5 carriages, Lancaster, Oxenholme or Penrith. If it's before 12 PM then Oxenholme, after 12 PM Penrith. Carlisle, Haymarket and Edinburgh, with some trains also calling at Lockerbie. And the rear 5 carriages, Blackpool North only. That's provided they get newer Azuma style trains, exact same trains that LNER GWR. Hull trains, Transpennine Express and Lumo use, except Lumo's Class 803s aren't bi-mode, only have electric power. We're now passing through Sandy, Thameslink and Great Northern.
No, there's some people that like
We're now slowing down as we may approach St Neots. The Qatar Airways Q Suites also have rear-facing seats. The Q Suites aren't available on the 787s or A380s of Qatar Airways. Some other airlines may also have rear-facing seats, not just British Airways and Qatar Airways.
I don't drink books and start drinking, so when I do, I was like, a little bit wavy after long.
In a great picture, by the way. It's just water. There's always something on. It's like I can't see him every weekend, there'll be nothing. I don't like go out and get home, I'd rather just do something.
Yeah.
I said to you this morning, I don't want to I said I'd have all lads around for barbecues. See anyone?
I think there could also be a train in front of us, which might slow us down to 10:30 to Edinburgh, which calls at Peterborough and Newark Northgate. But it does call at Doncaster. First time I travelled to Leeds back in March, they changed the type of train used from an old one to a new one, and it was delayed by about 10 minutes. First due to a signal failure in the Doncaster area, followed by a faulty train in front between Doncaster and Leeds. Okay, here comes the avocado with poached egg. Thank you. First impressions of the avocado with poached egg thingy. Not too bad.
I know I'm taking a bit more.
It's going to be a bit difficult to eat with one hand and carry my phone and camera with the other. As we pass through St Neots, which is also served by Thameslink and Great Northern. Try and use the bottle of water to film and to try and do. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, so we don't have the living room. Maybe it's like going back to the old days, you've got to go and like collect it, or it's like an actual delivery driver. It's like you have to standard places, and you just fell out from home, work to the work to home. They want to free, then have to go to home. Get back to the
I get everything, like, cost of everything at first. I get everything.
You know what, I'm just going back here, I'm so proud of myself, so when they
Yeah, the other Saturday, there's the looks of walk around slowly chicken.
Oh no, at night at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I go on the night, I don't like it busy. I just, my imagination just goes, oh,
I bet you eat everything, yeah.
yeah. I'm vegetarian.
Don't get a hot dog again.
Even they're almost vegetarian. I don't think there's any meat.
say Spider-Man No Way Home remains as my #1 favourite film.
Otherwise, it's just. If I were to do anything, it'd just be.
Those guys always go for great.
My favourite MCU film. Followed by Avengers Endgame and Black Panther. It is pretty good.
Like the dark carpets, I've got 3 dogs. Dark grey carpet, light grey sofa, like grey wall. I've got a fireplace that goes all.
Okay, here comes the Ticket Man.
So, bedroom is white company bedroom. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Why I do understand that. It's like you get some towels, not no towels, handle as well. What is it? I've never heard of this.
Okay. As we pass through Huntingdon, served by Thames Link and Great Northern, Ticket Man approaches.
Yeah, she got cushion. No, she got some cushions. I don't know where they're from. Spare room, like cushion and a white. It's alright. Got a little plant. Any other spare room? Great. I don't know what to do. Accessorize. But I think you're alright. Stay flat and tell everyone it's real.
Yeah. Like I survived it. Like DIY. I've got my own kit, like my own tools. I did that when I played the lessons. I put them all together and I sat on the house, something wrong. And like the MDF was facing me and I was like, why is it
Oh, the
facing
back
me?
wall.
And then not the back wall, but the back of, like the. And then like the gaps between the doors and I was like, and then I tried to grab these doors and I put it in and I was like, the real bit, that's it all apart.
It is a bit strange after all these years. I have avoided avocado up until now.
I could do flat pack, but if I needed to actually do any form of.
Here you go, sir. Oh, he's not here yet.
I mean, most of them take it. I just don't have the patience. Yeah, like, you know what, I'm actually doing, putting that backboard on you and looking at something instead of nailed this for something. This one there, and you make it round up, goes through, it's out of window.
I will. I was booked on an earlier service which was cancelled. So sorry. Okay, I'll just let him come to me before the 10:03 which was cancelled. Now he's gone. I'll give the avocado thing a 7 out of 10. seat reservations at all.
Yeah, it's where. Is that just for trips? I don't know whether it's where downloading it, so if I really get public transport.
It's not for that.
You know this so well.
It's a bad job. Offer a speed pass when she drives back to Birmingham.
I do like these coat hooks. I've decided to keep my coat in the overhead rack, overhead luggage rack. It's not, the weather is not as great as I was hoping it to be. Like, on Monday it was boiling hot when I did the Southern Journeys, Victoria to Epsom Downs, Tattenham Corner to London Bridge. Tomorrow I plan on doing Southwestern Railway to Hampton Court or Chethington South, because those two stations accept Oyster and contactless.
See, I'm all on that thing. I'll just have a review. I am going for that.
Once the train approaches Peterborough, approaches Grantham, then I'll get out to stretch my legs again. I wasn't into Marvel until Captain Marvel was released. The first Marvel film I watched was Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2002 with Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, that's sometimes how bad. You don't really say that. I don't have any sort of videos because I don't know what they bought, like and so much really. I have no idea about it.
Yeah.
You took it to us.
Yeah, I was like, I'm lying. I keep going.
Definitely close to Peterborough. Yep, there's Peterborough right there. Peterborough is served by Thameslink and Great Northern, LNER East Midlands Railway, Cross Country and Greater Anglia. Occasional Great Northern services back to London, mostly Thameslink services to Horsham, LNER services between London and Edinburgh /Leeds. Also once daily service to Skipton, also the once daily train to Hull northbound only stops at Peterborough, and the southbound train from Sunderland. As well as the once daily train to and from Glasgow Central, calling at Peterborough in both directions. Greater Anglia to Ipswich cross country between Birmingham and Stansted Airport. East Midlands Railway between Norwich and Liverpool, also Peterborough, Lincoln, Doncaster route via Spalding. Hello, Peterborough. Once again, Thameslink and Great Northern, LNER, cross country, East Midlands Railway and Greater Anglia. Definitely not going to do the East Midlands Railway journey to Norwich because of how long it is, about 5 hours 45 minutes, 5 hours 50 minutes, because apparently there's no catering on board those services. The Class 180s have had a reputation of breaking down a lot. I mean, a history of breaking down a lot. So the reputation is both good and bad. They started off with GWR, then they were transferred. I mean, it was known as First Great Western at the time. Back in about 2002, 2003, or maybe 2004 or 2005. I say around early to mid 2000s. They were then transferred from First Great Western to Grand Central and Hull trains. Most of them are still operating with Grand Central, but the ones that used to operate for Hull trains were transferred to East Midlands Railway. If you do travel with East Midlands Railway on the Class 180, then you'll notice their former history with Hull trains, which is blatantly obvious. According to some other people who've travelled on the East Midlands Railway Class 180, one of them has 4 carriages as opposed to 5. Be mostly the countryside between Peterborough and Doncaster, but between Doncaster and Leeds there'll be more stations: Bentley, Adwick, South Elmsall, Fitzwilliam, Sandal and Agbrigg, Wakefield Westgate, Outward and Leeds. And the only ones we'll call out Wakefield Westgate and Leeds apart from Doncaster.
I'll take that for you.
Yes, please.
Thank you.
And these are the only drinks offered in first class, regardless of whether you're travelling on a dine, dish or deli menu service. I'll try walking through the train, hopefully the old one at Leeds before it departs for London King's Cross. That there was the East Midlands Railway service en route from Liverpool to Norwich. Okay, now someone's collecting rubbish. Yes, I have some rubbish, here you go. Another Grand Central service. We will call at Grantham, Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. I'm going to try not to go to the bathroom of this train, and I'll try and wait until Leeds. This train will not be continuing to Harrogate. There's about 6 trains per day.
was tempted at one point actually, like, I could just put it in but that look how bad that looked like. Yeah, I'm going inside, and then just like checking no one's looking, try getting a taxi in America. That's really time.
Still in the countryside, estimated ETA to Grantham 10 minutes. I say these are a great option if you're travelling solo. The single seats, well, the double seats are great if you're travelling with a companion or in a group. A group of people. Elon Musk picks his Twitter successor should he die under mysterious circumstances. He says he will hand Twitter over to YouTube star Mr. Beast if he dies. If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you, Musk wrote. Elon Musk has jokingly revealed who he will hand over control of Twitter to should he die under mysterious circumstances. The Tesla CEO and SpaceX founder has sent several cryptic tweets since purchasing the social media site on 25th of April for approximately $44 billion, £34.5 billion. One which arrived on Monday, 9th of May, read, If I die under mysterious circumstances, it's been nice knowing you. In response, YouTube star Jimmy Donaldson, known as Mr. Beast, wrote, If that happens, can I have Twitter? Musk simply and seemingly jokingly replied, okay. Mr. Beast, known for his intense YouTube videos in which he performs elaborate and expensive stunts. His YouTube page has more than 95 million subscribers. In 2021, the 24-year-old was named the site's US creator for the second year running. After Musk announced he had acquired Twitter, many reacted to news of the sale by announcing they were abandoning their accounts. Presenter and Good Place actor Jamila Jamil made headlines by saying she was leaving the site due to fears of how the environment will change under Musk's ownership. So it's just a news article I found related to Elon Musk and Twitter. I think we might be approaching. I'm going to stretch my legs again, but not to the bathroom.
Change here. Trains to
And Nottingham.
If you're leaving us here, please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you. Thank you for travelling with LNER.
If travelling in first class, you can also bring your own food on board. But you probably won't get any of the onboard stuff LNER offers. It's okay, I'm not getting off here. Just taking all of my things just in case someone nicks them. Maybe not the cables. Sorry, I'm just walking down the train. Sorry. This space is used for larger items, such as maybe one of your instruments, whether it's a guitar or bass. Or maybe a drum kit.
Once again, the service is now approaching Grantham. Please train here, do check, make sure all your luggage travel tickets with you. We've got those.
Sorry. Here we are, Grantham. Sorry. Hello to a very rainy Grantham. And that's a southbound train to London King's Cross.
Grantham. Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to
Time to go back to my seat.
Yeah. Well, Peter, what I've said to Andy in the first instance, if there's anything, and I shouldn't think there'll be anything, if there's anything, just to give Nikki a ring to start off with. We might not be able to get hold of you, but there shouldn't be anything. It should be pretty straightforward. You know, because you can email me if there's anything. So take me it should be all very straightforward.
Doncaster, Wakefield, we are changing train type by James. There are no seatbelt stations throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Respective classification. Those classifications towards the rear of the train, standard formation better.
I think we're now ready to depart Grantham. I'm going to go to the bathroom while I can. Doncaster. Just washing my hands quickly. Now I'm going back to my seat. We're now leaving Grantham. That must be an East Midlands Railway service either from Liverpool to Norwich or Nottingham to Skegness or vice versa. Back to my seat.
And welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds.
Nobody's next to my cables.
Okay. Alright. Bye.
We will call at Doncaster, Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. The next station will be Doncaster.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
Grantham is served by East Midlands Railway, Hull Trains and LNER.
Once again, good morning, thanks for joining Grantham, welcome aboard this 11:41 LNER
Did you board at Grantham?
I got on in London.
The man was just checking whether anyone boarded in London, Stevenage or Grantham. Those who wanted to travel from Edinburgh to Leeds, but the 10:03 from London to Leeds was cancelled. Those who had booked the 10:03 decided had to go on to the 10:30. I mean, those wanting to travel to Peterborough. They must have gotten the 10:30 to Edinburgh and got off at Doncaster. I don't think Hull Trains offers onboard catering, especially in first. The drinks trolley is back again. Now passing through Newark Northgate, which is served by LNER and East Midlands Railway. Do you have any water?
Still or sparkling?
Sparkling, please. And we're about to pass through the Newark Rail crossing, the last of its kind here in the UK. Maybe on the train back to London. A London-bound Hull trains service. Next stop, Grantham, then non-stop to London King's Cross from Grantham. %. Newark Northgate is only served by LNER and East Midlands Railway, as mentioned before. Now we're just enjoying the countryside of the East Coast. Hopefully in June I'll enjoy the West Coast to Birmingham, Liverpool or Manchester. On some LNER services in standard class only, there is a "Let's at your seat" service. Scan the barcode behind the seat in front. And they bring you whatever you order. Alternatively, you can just go to the cafe bar yourself.
I rate him for everything. What about this? Not absolutely kind of cool. Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah, I've never liked to make you great.
You need a long train journey. Yeah. You know so much. Alright. I don't take anyone like on the job.
You just want the referral board. Someone who passes probation.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell how what it's years
They're just doing the accent. Like I say, they're just doing accessories. Well, when I get up, like, house fishing. It's not set. I wish it was 6 I get 6
Just past 3 Retford, served by LNER Northern and Hull trains. Northern on the low level and LNER and Hull trains on the upper level.
think the kitchen's the only one.
And that must have been one of the older trains.
No, it's just because I went to
We must be approaching Doncaster. Or maybe it's a speed restriction from that delay earlier. When the train approaches Doncaster, I'll just go to the bin to put my rubbish away.
And there's the ensuite shower, I think. I really wanted a big lap shower this evening. And then I like showers. I don't know why I probably ever use them.
I really want a bathroom shower. You know how Americans do it? They like walk out of the bathroom, like walk in, they have like a glass, they have like a glass screen, then the shower in, and then like a bath. Like a new way of doing it. It looks really good.
The only bit we're not doing is
I know, but seriously,
At the next stop, Doncaster, you can also alight for a bus to Doncaster Robin Hood Airport, which isn't as popular as Leeds Bradford Airport.
does like such a bit out there of what I need to do next. Like these delays on the street will make
Southbound LNER service to London King's Cross.
I've never done anything with that. Just have a gym club. Well, that's for a couple of years.
how's that?
Good. Lovely. Reasonable. We do like the only thing was we made a proper booking mistake. We were at 11:20 and we had just like one supplier and they went lost. But I mean, we just did it. It's like more popular. Because we were there to see what people were searching for, like live, so you can see like how people were searching for what operation. So many different people. And then I met his sister, who was bodybuilding. restaurants. So she ordered for it, and then his girlfriend does it as well. So, and they came first and second in the UK Bikini Club. We were their sponsor, so it worked really, really well. We just having one supplier with them, like a whole basket and their shit. But I mean, Lloyd moved to Barcelona, we used it, so like Tom moved to London, so I were in Leeds. The two lads I knew did one way Barcelona. So I started to like communication and stuff started to slow down as well. So
What used to visit one of the first life
they got loose in
Cause it?
yeah.
So they got engaged, it was the week before his flight.
Yeah, the Friday before.
Friday before his flight, basically the condition was you could go past and get engaged. I don't know.
We'd been together a long time.
Yeah.
You've got a hammer.
It's a bit like you have to go buy your right, go to the Friday flight on Monday.
The next thing was we'll only do a couple of months and he'll come out. And he was supposed to come back from the weekend to Leeds to see not being in the 3 months. St Neots there.
The person behind me is now asleep, so I've just pulled the blinds down. And I don't think I'll have time to have a nap on this service. I think I'll wait until Leeds before using the bathroom again.
This guy, like, to look at him, so alive and quiet. He's just a different breed.
He's quite shy. He's front back.
Yeah. That's it. Well, he's a lovely now, isn't he? He moved from Bath to Leeds. But his missus seemed like, oh, by the way, I've got a job in Dublin, so.
Dublin.
We will shortly be arriving at Doncaster. Change here for trains to Peterborough, Sheffield and Grimsby Town.
Trains to Cleethorpes go via Grimsby Town, by the way.
Here, please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you. Thank you for travelling with LNER.
Unlike Stevenage and Grantham, doors at Doncaster will open on the right-hand side. Doors might open on this side because I did do this train before on an older one. There was a limo service to Edinburgh. Let's have another look at the doors. Not far now, it's 12:08. Priority seats for the disabled, pregnant or less able passengers. Every single door has an emergency door release. Penalty for improper usage. Class 70 and Class 56 locomotive in the yard just south of Doncaster. Doncaster is served by LNER, Hull Trains, Grand Central, Bradford services only. East Midlands Railway, Cross Country, Northern and Transpennine Express. Lumo alongside Grand Central Sunderland services do not stop here.
If they want to get this service in, I'm running a Doncaster, doing the train here, do check, make sure all your belongings and travel tickets.
Over there in platform 4 is Edinburgh train now leaving.
Cancel services, do apologise for the delay. If you need to call, to retain tickets, please submit online on the LNER website for delay.
Doors are opening on this side.
Travellers, once again, Doncaster, current station code point.
I'll use the bathroom if I can. I made sure it was a quick one, and it was indeed very quick. So I'm just going to let you go through first. Sorry. Thankfully I haven't been dropped. Sorry, I'm not getting off.
Are you first class, yeah?
Yes. Sorry.
And he just
I was just making sure my stuff is still there and no one's taking my seat. Just walking around until the train leaves. It's now 12:15. Thankfully my train back to London doesn't leave until about 4:45. Once again, Doncaster is also served by not just LNER but... Okay, now we're ready to depart. Doncaster is also served by LNER Cross Country, Northern Transpennine Express, Hull Trains, East Midlands Railway and Grand Central, but only Grand Central services to and from Bradford. Lumo, as well as Grand Central services to and from Sunderland, do not stop here. They use the middle platforms in between platforms 4 and 3. Like over there. We're doing platform 4 as a northern service and platform 3 as a northern service to Sheffield. Now there is a Leeds bound northern service calling at all stations: Bentley, Adwick, South Elmsall, Fitzwilliam, Sandal and Agrig, Wakefield Westgate, Outward and Leeds. Hello Lumo. Goodbye Lumo, enjoy your trip to Edinburgh. No electric trains are allowed to use platform 0 at this station.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds. We will call at Wakefield Westgate and Leeds. The next station will be Wakefield Westgate.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, so like when we came down on my night to 10 dogs for a walk, I got like long cars on Holland.
Yeah.
I just got that and had it designed out.
Milk's enough.
I'm sugar sweet dogs are just
You sure?
yeah, perfect. She had the trim. She had the trim.
Bentley, northern only.
That's where I put it myself.
Right now, I don't.
One of the old trains gonna do it back to London. I think Leeds is the only route that LNER still uses those old trains on, as well as the southbound service from Skipton to London. Which must have been cancelled apparently due to the delays, or must have terminated at Doncaster.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've just, it's like 2 flags. Yeah, I'll follow it up. I'll get to do that, but then also I'll be experienced or something. I think I've got my history later. I've got my problem.
Adwick, northern only. Not to be confused with Ardwick, near Manchester, which is also a northern only station. As in Northern Rail, not to be confused with Great Northern. Northern Trains does not serve London at all. Neither does ScotRail or Transport for Wales. Not even Cross Country or TransPennine Express. The only TfL service that Cross Country interchanges with is TfL Rail at Reading, as Reading is a contactless only station.
That's what I'm thinking. the laptops. I didn't even, I joined mine and then like, I was like the gas station and stuff up. I just thought, oh, Wi-Fi off. Did I just thought I wanted to see.
South Elmsall, Northern only. After the Saturday 15th of May timetable, after the Sunday 15th of May timetable change, East Midlands Railway will stop operating between London, St Pancras and Leeds because I think it might be due to low demand or there's last week of not just the Southern and Southwestern Railway Class 455 this week, but also the Greater Anglia Class 317 and London North Western Railway Class 319. I could do the London North Western Railway 319 from Watford Junction to Euston, or vice versa, alongside the Greater Anglia 317 between Stratford and Meridian Water, or between Liverpool Street and Hertford East, because Hertford North may not accept Oyster. I could also do Great Northern Hertford North to Margate, maybe Margate to Welling Garden City to a Northern Class 150 en route from Leeds to Doncaster, or Leeds to Sheffield via Doncaster. This is like to try and hang your coat if you can't use these things. Fitzwilliam, Northern only. Northern Rail, Northern Trains, First North Western. Wales and Borders, Arriva Trains Wales, Transport for Wales, Virgin Cross Country, now Arriva Cross Country. Central Trains now East Midlands Railway, Liverpool to Norwich and East Midlands routes, Cross Country, Birmingham to Stansted and Cardiff to Nottingham, and also and then it was London Midland, Birmingham to Liverpool and West Midlands routes alongside Northampton to Birmingham, so Northampton, Birmingham, Liverpool routes. Then in 2017, London Midland became London North Western Railway, West Coast Main Line, Marston Vale Line and Abbey Line services alongside Birmingham to Liverpool. West Midlands Railway and West Midlands Railway for services in the West Midlands, especially Leamington Spa, Coventry, Nuneaton route, and also Birmingham to Hereford and Shrewsbury.
Hopefully never. It's not a milestone I look at.
That's for the Grand Central services that do not call at Pontefract Monkhill.
Yeah.
They just run non-stop Doncaster to Wakefield Kirkgate. That must have been a cross-country Voyager bound for Bristol Temple Meads, Plymouth and or Penzance. Newquay is only served by cross-country on summer Saturdays. Apparently might just be during the summer, but once a day only. The rubbish bin is coming through again, but I don't have anything to throw away. No, I don't have any rubbish. Definitely not leaving.
We will shortly be arriving at Wakefield Westgate.
Also passing through Sandal and Agbrigg.
If you're leaving us here, please make sure you take all your
Sandal and Agbrigg, Northern only.
Some of the stuff you said, man,
Thank you for travelling with LNER.
I'm definitely not going to leave my seat here at Wakefield because I do not need the bathroom again.
Yeah, so she sent domestic news and then she wrote a newspaper article. And you're saying it is true, and it's like constable, it's like jobs like pirate sets and the Harry Potter movie and stuff. Like he got cut and he's not done a film since.
I'm just saying. No, there isn't. I think there's just. I don't think it's
Something like
big.
the
big
Potter
one
when he
with
was.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. I love that. So, I'll just snap. Get off the ship. Get off the way. A little. You're talking 20 hours worth.
Yeah. Longer than that.
Yeah.
Southbound LNER service to London King's Cross. As we passed over the line between Pontefract, Monkhill and Mirfield. Mirfield is also served by trains to between Huddersfield and Leeds. Trains to Bradford, operated by Grand Central, also serve Mirfield. Tops Tiles customer entrance. All in Leeds. I mean, Wakefield, not Leeds exactly.
Good afternoon, once again, the service is now approaching Wakefield Westgate and next station calling point. Through the train here, do check, make sure you've got all your belongings and travel with you. Do take care when alighting. Once again, if you're leaving us here, well, cancel, delay services, do retain tickets, do the best online. And then the our website for delay, cancellation. Anything from 30 minutes or more with a delay, cancellation, I'll do a level of compensation. So do retain tickets, do that on the website and our website.
I'll have about 3 hours and 45 minutes to spend in Leeds before catching the train back home.
We are now at Wakefield Westgate.
We're not far from Leeds now, about 15 minutes. As in 1-5. My old iPhone SE 2020 is now my 11-year-old's phone, so he's got lots of games installed.
What's your last name, Jordan?
We might be ready to depart Wakefield non-stop for Leeds. It's now 12:33. As it continues to rain.
I've only come back on the wheels trolley so I can get my free wheels.
Wakefield Westgate, served by LNER Northern and Trans-Pennine Express, or only served by LNER Cross Country and Northern. East Midlands Railway is until Sunday. Now there is a northern service from Leeds to Doncaster, because obviously the line to between Fitzwilliam and Sheffield is not electrified.
Hello, and welcome on board this LNER Azuma to Leeds. We will call at Leeds only.
CCTV is in operation on this service for your safety and security. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to our onboard team or text British Transport Police on 61016. We'll sort it. See it, say it, sort it.
Just trying to measure the seat width here in first class. It's about 19. 19 inches. So it's not too bad. Outward, northern only. Then we have about another 12 minutes approximately until we've reached Leeds. By 12:48 hopefully. No more stops until Leeds, just the Yorkshire countryside.
afternoon service heading to our final call point, which is Leeds. Due drive to Leeds at 12:48 for Leeds station.
Sit on the back. That's a bit only 30 seconds.
That's the greatness.
Well, you see that for the quick train. It's about you can get anyone close to the south side. It's better than one in
Northern service from Leeds to Sheffield or Pontefract Lock Hill. Defo Sheffield.
I haven't watched it.
Oh god, I was going to go my aunt. Oh, how good it is. It's so good.
I'm not. I won't massively, but it's hard not to be like it's impossible not to be.
Yeah,
Miami would be a good place to move to. I mean, to go on holiday to anywhere between 3 days and 1 week. At least 3 days is needed to have an enjoyable holiday.
It's actually such a big. Well,
I don't know if he's decent. He makes like to hate so well, he made a lie out of it, so he called along with that. So
Just putting my measuring tape away because we're almost at the end of the line.
I mean, it's all psychological. Yeah. You've got to stay talking.
it's a bit different, but it's like, yeah, you can tell this guy with like, big yellow eyes full of booze and cigars.
A lot of famous people I've known with it.
Famous people: Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Holland, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, Thomas Haddon Church, Rhys Ifans, Jamie Foxx,
Which is there is a like a point to that. You don't bet.
J.K. Simmons,
Yeah, but the security guard was like, yeah, we'll do like 20,
Robert Downey Jr.,
and then he was getting
Zendaya,
like £500, let's go.
Jacob Batalon,
I was supposed to go to Barcelona,
Chris Pratt.
Time
to pack up.
Where we finish our journey today. Please make sure you take all your personal belongings with you. Thank you for travelling with LNER.
I think the reason why Avanti West Coast won't have the Intercity 225 is because they can't tilt. So the speed limit on non-tilting trains on the West Coast main line is restricted to 110 miles per hour. As opposed to 125, which is the fastest speed on most mainline routes in the UK. The high-speed ones' maximum speed is 186 miles per hour, thanks to the Eurostar, or 140 miles per hour between London St Pancras and Ashford International. If only I had a northern accent. Sadly, I don't. Maybe we'll just wait for a train, an empty platform to be available at least. Unfortunately, the 12:45 LNER service to London King's Cross is cancelled, so I think that this train should also be calling at Peterborough, the southbound train. 13:15 LNER service to London King's Cross should call at Wakefield Westgate, Doncaster, Grantham, Peterborough, Stevenage and London King's Cross.
If you go to places like that, you
Yeah, you have to drink.
Avanti West Coast has 2 trains per hour from London, between London Euston and Birmingham New Street. Both trains call at Coventry, Birmingham International and Birmingham New Street. The first train calls at Watford Junction and Rugby. Watford Junction pick up only towards Birmingham, set down only towards London, while the second train calls at Milton Keynes Central. The train that calls at Milton Keynes extends to Preston via Birmingham to Preston, calling at Sandwell and Dudley, Wolverhampton, Crewe, Warrington, Banky, Wigan, North Western and Preston. 1 train per 2 hours to Blackpool North only. 1 train per 2 hours to Edinburgh, calling at Lancaster, Oxenholme or Penrith, Carlisle, Haymarket and Edinburgh. Northern service bound for probably Sheffield, because it's a diesel train and diesel trains go to Sheffield or to Chester.
If you retain tickets to the station, ticket barriers do operate tickets to exit. Please do bear in mind, if you need your ticket for delay repair compensation via the LNER website, do keep on ticket barriers. Ticket capture does operate for the station or keeping tickets. Outline station website, anything from 30 minutes delay or more, cancellation some use of it today. Through the LNER website for delay repair. Do apologise for the delay as your cancelled services inconvenience caused. Again, there have been no particular reservations throughout on this service. Change of train times due to construction today. Within Leeds Station, for any onward connections, further information within the station area, do check with platform staff, station monitors. Thank you for travelling with us today.
So here we are at Leeds. There's the 12:45 to London King's Cross, calling at Wakefield Westgate, Doncaster, Peterborough and London King's Cross. That's the train I should have been on, but cancellations. – 91114. Sorry.
Welcome to Leeds, where we finish our journey today.
This is where the peasants sit.
If you enjoyed your journey or have any comments, please let us know.
Yeah, legroom is just as decent.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, or visit lner.co.uk.
Legroom is decent in standard. Better than you'd expect. Stories you'd expect, stories you wouldn't. That there in platform 5, I think, is a northern service not leaving just yet. Excuse me. 12:47. This is going to be the 13:15 LNER Azuma to London King's Cross, calling at Wakefield Westgate, Doncaster, Grantham, Stevenage and London King's Cross. Sorry. It's okay.
After you.
I was going to walk through the train.
I'm sorry. Just bear with me a second.
It's okay. Thank you. It's a quiet coach. Back in March, I sat in the quiet coach and it wasn't so quiet. Everyone was talking and talking. This is the cafe car. They're just clearing up rubbish. Sorry. I'll just move out of the way.
No, you're alright.
Thank you.
Okay, mate.
Thanks, sir. Sorry, sir. Just... And a class 158, which may have great seats. Doesn't mean it's terrible. Sorry. Excuse me, please. Plenty of room in this toilet for for baby changing and wheelchair carriage here. Leeds, the end of the line.
The next train to depart on platform 5B will be the 12:56 Northern service to Skipton, calling at Shipley, Saltaire, Bingley, Crossflats, Keighley, Steeton and Silsden, Cononley and Skipton. Platform 5B for the 12:56 Northern service to Skipton.
Journey wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be, but it was still great. I'd only do this again have there not been cancellations, because multiple trains were cancelled, unfortunately. And I'll see you in the next video. As always, take care everybody and goodbye.